SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Good day, viewers. Good day, viewers. You're welcome to this beautiful Wednesday here in Milan, Italy. And Raji is there in Lagos, Nigeria. Raji, is it morning or afternoon?
It's a very, very, very bright, cool morning in Lagos. The weather is cool. The ambience is cool. All is well.
All is well. You're welcome, Raji. Yes, so we are here on this third day of the month of September, and we've come to do our African update as we normally do. So Raji, hope all is well. Hope politically things are going fine, because this morning we have the news that there is some issues with Jonathan, our former president, says the court has ruled that he's cleared to run, and pressure from other people. He says he's still contemplating on running 2027 presidential election. Raji, how do you see this Jonathan coming back to run? Because he actually didn't finish his term anyway, so he could still run for one term. What do you say, Raji?
Yeah, I don't know how this maneuvering is coming to will pan out, but I think that if Jonathan should run, it will be a clear win for Tinubu. Yes, I think so.
Yes, clear win for Tinubu.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, he's also considering running with the ADC party, African Democratic Party. But you know, with that coalition they have in ADC, it might be strong to outwit, topple the present government. Don't you think so?
Well,
no?
I'm beginning to think that the vehicle a candidate goes with may not be very essential, apart from the personality of the person himself. In so many areas, I don't think that there's much I don't think too many people know about ADC. ADC will have to do a lot of work for publicity and for acceptance. But if it were like if it was like a APC, well, APC is known, PDP is known, but I don't think that going on ADC will make any much difference apart from his own personality. There are many people, I'm sure, who want to vote for Jonathan, but then you now have to accept the hypocrisy in the north. By the way they hounded Jonathan out of office, and now for them to want to bring him back as an antagonist against Tinubu.
But somehow he has the love of some people. But before we continue, Olayinka, let's bring in our wonderful partner coordinator from Toronto, Canada, George Chukwu. George, you're welcome.
Thank you so very much. Good morning, Olayinka, Raji, and Massive Mark, and viewers from around the world. Welcome to our Wednesday African update.
Nice.
Good morning, George.
Yes, George. We started with it's more like a breaking news anyway. Jonathan the court clears Jonathan, Goodluck Jonathan, former Nigerian president. The court has cleared that he can run. He can participate in the 2027 election. So we're waiting on things surrounding that. If this could be, if he could make it. What do you think, George? Jonathan running, and he's thinking of going through the party ADC.
Well, he's not spoken. It's all speculation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the court had, in the past, it was not publicly announced, but it was something that happened a while ago. It was declared that constitutionally he could run. And indeed, he could run constitutionally because he only had one election, and you
Only
have
had
the
one.
constitutional right to run twice. So, but there was a deal made with the North. And when we're talking about Northern conspiracy and all that, a deal was made with them that after 6 years of Jonathan, allow him to go there for 6 years, we'll return 8 to you plus 2 of Yaradua, that's 10 against 6, the South. They agreed. So when the time came, he wanted to exercise his constitutional rights. The Northerners say blood of baboons will run on the streets. We heard that, we remember. And that was the reason. And that was the reason Obasanjo tore his card, because a deal was actually made through Obasanjo, who told them, you cannot bring another Fulani man to come and take over for Yaradua. According to the constitution and democratic analysis, or the way that it's supposed to go, the vice president ought to take over. And that's how they agreed. So they are basically not really, being hypocritical, because a deal was made, and that's what they were agreeing on. Now, Jonathan has remained publicly silent about his intention, but A is confirmed he is deeply engaged in a nationwide consultation, and had received overtures from multiple parties, including PDP, NNPP, and ADC. So all of them are approaching him. But if you ask me personally, I think he should heed to the advice that the current what's his name? Yeson Wike told him. You know the reason why I'm telling you, because there are things they know that is not made public, and those things that they know is the way we do our presidential elections. So I doubt if anybody can beat Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I keep on saying that, and I'm not saying it because he's a very popular man. I'm not saying that he's a world-renowned international leader. No, I'm not saying it because he won a World Peace Nobel Prize. No, we just know that he is going to be there for 8 years. So
All right,
I am
George.
really saying anybody that doesn't want to be embarrassed should just go ahead and stay back. Simple.
Okay, let's see how that plays out. But the one I said of ADC is coming in this morning, and it's coming also from reliable source that he's considering the ADC instead of the other parties. So let's see how it plays out. You're talking of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, George. Let's hear what your man said yesterday.
I know many of you had to suffer the initial abuse and the fear. Where are we going? We know the direction that we should go. We are going up. No, those who may not know will not know. Today I'm standing before you, I can brag that Nigeria is not borrowing, it's dying from local banks. The revenue, we have met our target of revenue for the whole year. We met it in August. I've reviewed this morning. Non-oil. If non-oil revenue is going well, then We have no fear of whatever Trump is doing.
Gentlemen, you had that loud and clear. Let me start with Olayinka Raji. This is the second time our president is making some very ambiguous statements. And when you put those statements on the richer scale of truth and lies, there's a higher percentage that the statements are not very true. Raji, what will you say? He said this yesterday morning.
About the corruption thing.
Yes,
Sorry,
generally all he said.
Yeah.
All
About the
he
corruption
said.
thing and
I'm
and
standing before you and I
uh,
brag that Nigeria is not borrowing a dime from the local bank.
yes.
We have
Yes.
met our revenue target for the whole year.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I understand that. Yes, it is true. If it is true that he's not borrowing from local markets, okay, that is true. But is he borrowing from the international fund lenders?
Monetary
That
fund.
is a bit that is the really cocoa of the matter. You see, because I trained myself never to lie. I'll tell you. I may not tell you the whole truth, but what I'm telling you, you will find out that it is the truth as far as I said, and it is the truth as far as Bola Ahmed Tinubu said about not borrowing from local banks, because local banks are not even strong anymore. They are not strong, so he can't borrow from them. He can't borrow from them. But he's borrowing so much from international lender communities, which is much more destructive of our economy than if we were borrowing from local. Because the naira, if you borrow in naira, it's likely that you are still going to pay in naira. But if you go borrow in dollars, with the naira going up and down, the amount of naira you need to chase that dollar keeps on increasing, and therefore your debt keeps on becoming very less. So it's true that he's not borrowing from local banks, which is also, but you see, it is also very, very sad when a person in authority says things that seem true, but when you dig inside it, you say, what is this man saying? Is he taking us for fools? Because most of the infrastructure funding that we get is not from local banks; it's from international banks.
Strong one. All right, George. He said we have no fear whatever Trump is coming to do or doing. Trump was referred to. Do you think that Tinubu statement yesterday, like the one he did in Brazil, do you see iota of truth in it?
Well, trickles of truth. Trickles of truth is not truth. Half truth is a lie. It's not a complete truth. But you see, I mean, the people that are preparing this speech for him are very crafty, and they make sure that when he's talking, okay, let's talk about borrowing. But if you talk about borrowing, if you say we're not borrowing any money from anybody, then everybody will come against you. But use it local bank. So borrowing and local bank, is true. But let's not talk about International Monetary Fund and the money that we're getting from outside. Let's just say we're not borrowing from local bank. So borrowing is there and bank is there, and then therefore he ought to, let's clap for him. No, that's not the truth. That's not the total truth. And the total half truth is a lie, because in between the devil are in the details. Usual. The devil is in the details. So the point about this whole entire thing is all about political talk.
Politics.
He is doing what he's supposed to do as the sitting president. He cannot just keep quiet. He gotta be making some statements. He gotta be careful how he makes those statements. He gotta be boastful about his achievements, and whether it's true or not. These are politics. Ability to tell you something, and tomorrow find the ability also to, find a way to tell you, well, it wasn't really my fault. It was the fault of the people, or it was the fault of other parties. So these are things, that we gotta understand. They play in politics. They're coming after him, hook, hook, they're coming out to
Line,
from every
hook,
hook,
line, and
line
sinker.
and sinker. That's what it is. So right now, even with the talk of Jonathan, that's another big one. Whoa, wait a minute. So, but he's doing what he's supposed to do politically. So I do not blame him. He wants to stay there for 8 years. He gotta do what he gotta do. Any other good politician would have been doing the same thing. But I wish. Now listen to this though. Okay, I'm gonna make this statement. Ola, I'll let you speak. Now listen to this. He got good ideas. Application of those good ideas, wisdom was not added in the application of them, and that's where everybody is defaulting, and people are still suffering because of those good ideas that was wrongly applied. That's simple.
Go
Uh,
ahead, Raji.
and talking about politics, after elections, the president is no more politics. It has to be statesmanship and a sense of responsibility that go beyond mere political talk. So if our president is still playing politics, then I don't think that he understands the position that he's in now. And then talking about good ideas and bad implementation. Yes, it's a good idea to have good roads, a good coastal highway. What's the sense in spending 15 trillion in a coastal highway
Bad
when
decision.
the internal roads when the internal roads are almost not motorable? So I don't know what is happening, but I think our president should stop playing politics with us.
Stop playing politics with us. All right, gentlemen. Let's move on to.
In response to that, Ola Raji, you are
Yeah.
100% correct. That money would have been better used to avert a lot of accidents and a lot of infrastructural destruction that are taking place with people's properties and people's businesses when it comes to accidents and lives lost in this on our streets and on our major roads. That money would have been better applied if they had gone to fix some of these other roads rather than building a road they call a road to nowhere. I agree with you.
Sam, and a lot of times too, they come to tell the citizens to tighten up their belts, manage their lives.
Yes.
Meanwhile, they live those extravagant lifestyle. They build house for the vice president with billions of naira. They do this road like you just said, Raji and George, and you wonder what government does that to his people. Stifle the people, make them suffer while they are living large and enjoying their lives. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Let's come. It's Wednesday, viewers. Wednesday is African Global African Update. Let's do some other African news. Yesterday was a sad day in Sudan. Sudan had a landslide by the mountainous side, killing. That's this morning. The numbers is now close to 1,200 people that have died so far in that village of Tarasin, central Darfur area of Sudan. Raji, you follow African news a lot. Tell us what you could. You still open your phone while you speak as the video runs. Yes. So what's that landslide? Why do we have so many people die at that point?
It's so sad for Sudan at this moment when they are involved in the virtual civil war. In fact, aid, help assistance to all these areas have been stifled because of the internal conflict that is raging in Sudan today. And my condolences to the people who have lost so much life, over 1,000 people. And I pray that this occurrence, what has happened now, will at least bring some realization to the people, to the two contending parties in the virtual civil war. That look, what are we fighting for? These people are suffering. Let's focus more on national integration than all the division that we are doing. I hope they will come to a peace conference and stop. There's a serious humanitarian crisis ongoing in Sudan.
Serious one. Yes.
Starvation close to what is happening in Gaza.
So planet Earth is going through a lot now, George. Too many tragedy, too many occurrence. I think this one is the highest so far for Africa in any African country. More than 1,000 people involved in that. And last Monday we were talking about the Afghanistan earthquake, which numbers have risen higher than we said that day. George, what's happening? What are these tragedies? Where is it taking us to?
Well, it's taken us to the end, and this it has been prophesied. That earthquakes in diverse places. All these things are nothing but biblical prophecy coming to fulfillment, and it will not. It's not going to lessen. It's going to intensify because the earth is crying out. The earth is crying out because of the blood that is being poured on it unnecessarily. The earth is crying out because of selfish and self-centered, leaders who.
Yeah, sorry, George. Go ahead or unmute your phone. Go ahead, George. Unmute your phone and speak on. Sorry, the video is running.
Olayinka, you were saying that. Olayinka, you were saying, what's happening in Gaza, what's happening in Russia and Ukraine, unnecessary lives being lost. These are the things that are happening, and the earth is crying out. So now you see all these people that they have already been displaced because of war, raging between two sides. And these people, they don't care about the people. That's one thing you have to understand. Anybody with human compassion will not continue on an unnecessary war that is killing, citizens while them and their families are safe. I don't give a care what they might say the reason is. You can come to a negotiating table and come a common level of understanding that will appease both sides. But they're not doing that simply because of number one, selfishness, self-centered, attitude. And that's all it is. These are what you call deranged leaders. That's what I call them. All are deranged leaders because any one of them, including Benjamin Netanyahu and Putin, if they have human compassion and care about human beings, they will not continue with the war. And it's very unfortunate, but it will continue to ravage and it will continue to intensify because the end is near.
Strong words. So, viewers, that's it. Landslide in Sudan, and so far 1,000 or more people have been wiped out in that village in western region of Darfur. So far, they say 1,000 plus, but we know the numbers will grow.
No, if they say 1,200 massive mark, you can take it to the bank that more than 4,000 people are already missing.
Gone.
Yes, take it to the bank because they try to play with the numbers to lessen the degree of devastation that has taken place. I'm telling you, you can take it to the bank because who is counting?
Okay.
So who is counting?
Who
has counted?
Who has that
displaced people? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
just.
And we also recollect the news on Monday of Afghanistan. That one too might have risen to maybe 10,000 by now.
Oh,
if not,
hopefully not.
Okay. Probably
hopefully
not.
not.
Okay.
Hopefully not. Yes. But that is
all right. Before we go on the break, gentlemen, let's talk about something that United Nations has brought to our notice. Life expectancy rate. Nigeria life expectancy rate. That's the lifespan of the average Nigerian man. Longevity of that person has really fallen. Now it is 54.3 year for men and 54.9 year for women. Raji, is this true? This is what United Nations is telling us, that people now die. People don't live too long. On the average.
I don't know for sure about those numbers, but if you check the obituary pages, most people now die between the ages of 60 and 70 something. And statistically, more men die earlier than women because men are married with wives, and the stress and tribulation they get from their wives shorten their lives.
Oh.
But for the average to be around 54 for men, I don't think so. When you check the obituary pages, most men now die. Most deaths are between 60 and 70, which is quite good.
Which,
Allah,
yeah.
Allah,
Mhm.
Allah,
Mhm.
Allah. What you don't seem to understand is the obituary pages that you are looking at are people who are able to put obituary on the pages. Those are the ones that you're looking
Understanding.
at. But the people that are dying daily as we speak right now, they are dying. Nobody will come and call anybody else and say,
There are no
oh,
obituaries.
obituary. Yeah, they're talking about 54.8 years on average. That's what I have. And then,
Mhm.
for men, it's 50, a breakdown is like 54.5 for men and 55.1 for women. And these are the things. Okay, now when you really want to go down to it, whose fault is this? We saw just last week alone 2 women, one losing twins within her because of what? Lack of medical attention. We saw another one that died. Why? The doctor did not show up. And most of these preventable deaths can be prevented with that trillions of naira being used to build road. We could have put infrastructural development of clinics in many places where people can run to, and government can sponsor these things. Regular medications like malaria medication, when we see that these things are happening, simple high blood pressure medications, diabetic medications, or simple tests that can be done. Government can do this. If they are proactive and about people's lives, they can do it. Then you talk about, the food that we eat and all those things. These are the things that are affecting people. But you see, those people that are dying that way, there is no statistical analysis of them. Nobody's reporting them. They just go and open the ground and bury them and they go. The people you see on obituary are people who got money to be reporting that somebody died. Most premature deaths are not reported. So it is a sad situation. When we talk about, okay, you're building a trillion naira road, people cannot even drink clean water. These are things that are killing people. When you drink nasty water, dirty water, contaminated water, these people, they don't have anywhere to go. They can, build a borehole in their villages. I mean, when we talk about this, let's come down to the nitty gritty, because these are the things that are massacring our people. And let me tell you something. We're talking about the population explosion in Nigeria and all that kind of stuff. When we talk about these things, we are dying as much as we are increasing. So we need to, no, seriously, we need to pay
Okay.
attention to these things.
Yeah.
It is very
Okay.
important. And
So
this is what we
yeah.
should be talking about when it comes to politics today. These are
Yes.
the things we need to be mentioning.
Yes.
So
They
let them not get
the
up there and
report
forget
anyway.
about it.
Yeah, the report from the United Nations viewers is that Nigeria ranks as one of the countries with the lowest
No,
of the
the
life.
lowest
Yes,
life expectancy, lowest.
lowest. Yes, that's
What
what they
does that
say.
say about the government?
And yes, and apart from all of these you said, George, the new this generation of Nigerians also add to it. We see young men going into voodoo, diabolic things to make wealth, and obviously those things come with cutting your life short at a point in time. We see women going to very crazy activity endeavors, all to marry, to make money. So one of the factors is not purely on the government side, it's also on the people, on the citizens. Raji, go ahead, you want to say something?
Sorry, I need to apologize to our viewers for my previous statement, and I want to agree with Sir George for the for what the government is not doing that it should do. Recently, there was a something said about the government building bus stops across the federation. The cost of those bus stops was more than the budget for health and education in the whole country. So the government priority is actually not on the life of the people, but on some very, very unreasonable ventures that do not add value to the life of the people. Now coming to coming to the states, you see, the health should start from the local government, from the villages, from the local governments, and from the states. And I hope that the states will take more interest in the lives and of their people by helping with maybe local health centers where people can get first attention when they have a health crisis, because there are hardly any medical centers even for pregnant women in most villages as we talk. So yes.
Oh, thank you very much. Viewers, we are talking about the average life of a Nigerian person, his lifetime, the period of his existence on Earth. The United Nations says is 54.6 for men and 50.9 for women. George, I know you want to add to that. Also, let me say that with the way I observe our government, the government, Africa government, with the people, they have less interest in people. They don't really think about the citizens, the masses. They don't care. That's why they do all of these trivial investments, infrastructure, things that don't really help the people directly, and they don't look into healthcare. They don't look into those real basic things that will add value to the life of people.
It's weaponization of poverty. That's what it is.
Okay. Yes.
Because when you put them in a desperate condition and desperate situation, anything you give to them, they feel like it's an added advantage. But these are things that are supposed to be coming to them anyway, without any struggle, sweatlessly. So, but what is happening is because our people have come to the point where they are used to suffering. Therefore, whatever comes additionally to them, whether it's crumbs under the table, they jump for it. Now, I wanted to say something about what you mentioned, that it is not all on government, because people are doing certain things. Question is, what is the foundational reason, the fundamental reason why people will go into those diabolical things in order to make money? Women going there, prostituting themselves, getting killed, men going to kill others in order to make money, is because of the state of the nation. If the nation is vibrant, if the nation is going well, if every particular area in our nation is enjoying what they are supposed to enjoy as the citizens of Nigeria, I can guarantee you will see less than 10% of the people doing this getting into that. Think about these young ladies.
We will come back to this discussion, but let's welcome also our diva Bidi Nana. Bidi, beautiful day out there. Good to see you.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Nice. So let's take a break, gentlemen. Everybody hold tight. Don't touch the dial, viewers. We're here Wednesday African update, and BD has joined us, so more things to talk about. Let's we'll come back on this same issue, life expectancy rate of the average man and woman in Nigeria. But before then, let's do this small break. Thank you.
SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood Nigerian soul are proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Yes, gentlemen and lady, you're welcome back. Viewers, you're welcome back to the third day of September 2025, and we're here on our African update. SSM. Gentlemen, yeah, we were talking about BD. It's a talk on what United Nations World Population said that the lifespan of the average Nigerian person is just 54.6 for men and 54.9 for women. So we were analyzing and looking into that whole thing. What will you say about this? Is it true? There are statistics, and why? What's this reason? Why is it so low?
Good morning, everyone, our viewers. Nice to be here again today. Of course, it's true. This is not the first time where this news is coming up. It's new, but with this one, it shows that it's getting worse. Do you understand? If you're not on ground in Nigeria, you might think that this thing is just one of those talk. It's even worse. In Nigeria today, people are dying like fowls. If you go to our hospitals, we don't even have a hospital again in Nigeria. We don't. Our health system is in zero level. People die on a hourly base. People die. People cannot afford good meals. People cannot even afford good health care. To buy medication in Nigeria, it's out of the reach of middle class. We are not even talking about the lower class. It's out of the reach of the middle class. What they will tell you that Nigeria now is either you are rich or you're poor. There's nothing like middle class again. This has gotten worse for the past 7, 8 years in Nigeria. So telling us that we still reach 56 and 59, 56 for women and 59 for men in life expectancy is even that there's a little hope. It is worse than that. I am telling you, it is horrible. And this comes from the kind of government we have today in Nigeria. People are not well, people are not living right. So all these things makes up to not Nigeria. They even say that the life living in Nigeria is worse than living in war-torn areas, and it's true. But it saddens my heart that our leaders or some Nigerians will go to the television houses to defend this. I don't know what they are defending. Massive Mike, you know the kind of job I do. We'll go to hospitals, we'll go to slums. If you see this condition at which Nigerians live, do you understand? You will not believe it. And now I used to tell people, this I'm telling you is in Lagos. If people can live in that kind of condition in Lagos, which they told us is center of excellency. Now imagine what happens in other states, in rural areas. If people live in that kind of condition in Lagos State, feedback is worse, and it's truth.
Okay, and it's true. Thank you very much.
Massive Mark.
Yeah.
You know how important this is. We're talking about life and death. And this is not something we should just, talk about and kick it like football onto the air. This is something that needs a very specific, directed attention to. Because what she's saying, she's on ground. She's more exposed to these things than us. That means that she's telling you truth to power. Now, we got to talk about what is it that is needed, because sometimes we talk about problems. What are the possible solutions? Because people need to hear this. They need to demand it as their constitutional right or human right. It is not a give or take type of situation. It is supposed to be provided by the government.
Mhm.
The first most important thing is to strengthen primary health care, invest in local clinics to provide basic, affordable care for children and prenatal services for mothers and their communities. Second is win the fight against malaria. This money that is being used to go and build roads and buy new jets and buy new boats for the president can actually be used to import a lot of these what do you call these tents that they use to cover themselves when they're sleeping,
Mosquito net.
Mhm.
those uh,
Net,
Mosquito net.
net,
nets, yes.
mosquito
Mosquito
net.
net.
Net, net.
These are the things you can actually do and give to families to prevent them from sleeping and being bitten by mosquito and tomorrow die of malaria. Clean water and sanitation, a push to do this. These are necessities that the government's supposed to provide. You're crying about paying taxes, paying taxes. What are these taxes being used for? All these billions that are being borrowed from outside of the country, what are they being used for? You want to build tangible things that people can clap for you while people are dying daily. Empower Nigerians about nutrition. You talk about food, Bidi. People are dying more of malnutrition than ever. If you're sick and you're not well, if you're not well and hungry, both are dynamic duos that can kill a person anytime, any day.
Very true.
Government
Very true.
needs to pay attention, and people need to make a demand from the government. These are the
Mhm.
necessities of life that we need.
Basic,
Honestly,
basic. Thank you
But
very much, George.
I,
Fine.
sorry,
Raji.
I
Yeah.
also think that, you see, responsibility for for a person's life rests on him. Before
Okay.
government, there's you. It's unfortunate that our education, in fact, even in primary schools and all those things, have gone so low. When we were in primary school, we were taught how to take care of ourselves.
thank
Simple,
you.
have a small garden behind the house where you can grow some food. Our education system has been so destroyed that all that people are looking for to is how to go to school, get some certificate, and start earning money without the basic things that we need to do for ourselves at home. I remember that when I was in primary school, I have a small garden behind the house where I will go and tend for pepper. It may not produce anything, but on a wider scale, it impacts on the health and the
Very good.
living of the person. Yes.
Yes, and you were learning some life lessons too.
Life
Yes.
How
lessons.
to how
Life
to go
lessons.
through
Uh, uh,
life
uh,
procedures,
let me
living
just
through.
let me add to what
Mhm,
Ola just said. I picked
mhm,
up a friend of
I want
mine.
to dress up.
I picked up a friend
mhm.
of mine from the airport. He called me to come and get him. He traveled with his son. So when they got into the car, so as I was driving off, you know what the son said? 4 years old. Daddy, I said, yes, son. Your seatbelt, please. I'm like, what? So I applauded the little child, 4 years old. Daddy, your seatbelt, please. And the man just quickly put on his seatbelt. Do you
Thank you.
see that little thing they're teaching them in school? They go and use the washroom. Daddy, you haven't washed your hand yet. Simple hygienic things that will make even a lot of difference in the future. So these
Mhm.
are things I agree with Allah in Kaji when it comes to
Yes.
we're not teaching our
Well,
children all those
basic
simple
things.
fundamental health practices.
All right, BD. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to address two things they. I want to address. I want to address two things they pointed out here. The sergeant said mosquito nets. Raji said taking care of yourself. It starts from you. Now let me tell us. You see, in Nigeria, in Africa that I know where I live, and I've traveled like up to like 6 or 7 African countries. Before mosquito gets to you, that often is because your immune system is down. And why would your immune system is down? Because you're not feeding well, you're not eating right, you're not drinking right, and your environment is bad. Even in Nigeria, the people that have more mosquito issue are people like that lives in slums, Ajegule, Mushi, all those places. So what does that so poverty first bring mosquito. Now, already talked about taking care of yourself first. Now, how do you take care of yourself in necessary things life require of them? Nigeria, when you go out in Nigeria, you use 500 naira or 1,000, you buy fruits, sliced fruits, but you can't see those things now. When they slice food, you ask them, they tell you 3,000, 2,000. You cannot buy orange in Nigeria. And one orange is 500 naira in Nigeria. Do you understand? Before in Lagos, I'm telling you about Lagos. You can give your child 1,000 naira, they will go and buy good meal. Now with 2,000 naira, nobody can't even buy mama put. So where is these things coming up from? It's coming from things are very difficult in Nigeria. Life is very difficult in Nigeria. People no longer feed right. Things are very expensive. You go to the market, you can't buy anything. And even if you happen to buy, you're buying GMO. You're buying GMO. People don't fight. What Nigerian government is concerned about is taxing people. People no longer afford things to live right.
BD, this morning we had
tax everything. You've had the news.
Yes, this morning we heard the federal government says the GMO items will be specially labeled so that those that don't want it will not buy it. It's not going to be a everybody for GMO thing. It's if you want it, go for it. This is what the minister have said. Raji, go ahead.
Do you believe that? Do you believe them?
This is the kind of lies. This is the kind of lies that you get from government. Very, very hypocritical, very, very mischievous. Because if you have GMO, tomatoes here, and you have organic tomatoes there, eventually the GMO products will crossbreed with the organic ones and cut them down.
The organic.
Destroy the organic, and then the soil becomes difficult for the organic to even grow in. So we have to be careful. There should be no GMO labeling anywhere, because eventually what you have will be GMOs, because the GMOs will have squeezed out the organic ones. Yes.
The question is, okay, can I when people are talking nonsense, and when people hold on, BD, somebody's talking. When people are talking nonsense, we need to call them to order. Are you going to go to the local market or Chanja market, whatever market in Lagos, and tell these people that are bringing these items, oh, you're going to label it GMO or organic? Come on, how are they going to do that? Where are they going to get the things to label them from? And who is going to instruct them on what to do and how to identify the one that is and the one that is not? These are nonsense. We need to call these people to order and, attack what they are, the stupidity that they are mouthing off, because it doesn't make any sense. In a country
this is what the government said.
It is even wicked. It is wicked. It is wicked for the government to be bringing that kind of nonsense.
Yes, it's
very wicked.
Yeah, BD, go ahead. BD, go ahead.
See, Nigeria will have a lying system in Nigeria. Nigerian governments are liars. I'm saying it here and I'll say it anytime. They are liars, chronic liars. See, telling you that they would label this and label it. It is a lie. One. Two, Nigerian government is going to force Nigerians to eat willingly. Now, the GMO product is going to be cheap. They are going to make it so cheap. Then the organic is going to be very expensive. And mind you, organic is from Nigeria. Produced by Nigerians. They're going to make it so expensive that Nigerians will not have choice.
Okay, let's see how
it costs to their lives.
Yeah, let's see how it plays out. Anyway, this information.
We don't have to let it play out. We don't have to let it play out.
This information the government gave out this morning. on that issue. I just said I should add that. Gentlemen, let's move on to other story, please. Our time is running out.
We have been eating organic, GMO products in North America and Europe. We have been eating it. Most grocery stores carry it, and we're still fresh and we're still good. So thank you.
Thank you, George. Yes, indeed. It's not a new thing. It's not a new thing in Europe, in the Western world.
No, it's not. It's been here. All the grocery stores
all the years, 20 years.
Go ahead, BD.
Now, let me answer that question. You're very, very correct. People have been eating it. And how many Nigerians have you had that have survived cancer?
Until the next generation
have survived. Now, let me tell you, in Canada, they have good health system. If you develop health issues, there are health institutions that will take care of you. Nigeria does not have a health system. So GMO is not enough for Nigerians, because if you develop any health issue, we don't have a good health system to take care of you. So we can't just compare ourselves with developed world that have a good health system. Do you understand?
Very good point. Very good point.
You're right.
Thank you.
Right.
All right, gentlemen, let's do some quick one before we go. First of all, our company, all Nigerian company, the National Petroleum Company, made two new appointments this morning, yesterday. Andy Ode and Morenike Adewumi will be coming in as the Chief Corporate Communication Officers and PRO for NNPCL. Why we're giving this announcement is because we want Nigerians to all put their eye on that company. NNPCL is a Nigerian, is our shared company. It's all for us. So don't let anything happening there be under your radar. Be aware of what is happening there. Stand up and speak out, because that's where the majority of the wealth, Nigerian wealth, that's where it comes. That's where it's generated from. So we want Nigerians to put their eyes into NNPCL and its activities. Number two is that our president Bola Ahmed Tinubu says he's considering the formation of state policing to halt the growing number of banditry and all these things in Nigeria. Raji, our president is considering state policing as an option. I think we've talked about that in this network several times, how that will really help. George is always pointing on that. Raji, what do you say? He should be fast with the bill.
Anything that is coming from the central government down to the people, there's danger in it. Our psyche is continuously being moved towards a central government, unitary government, instead of the federal government that we really have. Let there be regional conclaves where they will make decisions for the regions. What is happening now is a top-down decision on the government. I don't think it is right. I don't think it is fair. But anyway, whatever it is okay, because across the north they have their Hisba police, which is doing whatever they want to do on a religious basis. In some of the southern states, we have our Motekun. Let them empower those people and make them more regionally, give them a regional coordination, so that they'll be able to, because security is a local issue. It's a local issue. And therefore,
Bidi, we need more of this state policing in the southeast. Do you agree, Bidi?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
The President Bola Ahmed Tinubu move. Now, what I'm asking, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu move now, are we technically accepting state policing? Because that's what I'm saying. It's like we are technically accepting state policing. Is that what is happening? I just have a question.
He don't
have much to say.
Yes, he's considering that maybe a bill will be passed. So I'm saying that in the southeast, it's more required. George, I think this will favor the southeast of Nigeria.
Well, listen to this though. It will favor the south. it will favor the Southeast, but also Southeast will need a little more control, because you have seen what has been happening. We're still having Monday sit at home. We're still having all these type of things because of fear mongering and all those type of things. Simon Ipa is now locked up. What's his name? Nnamdi Kanu is still locked behind, and yet the smell of the smoke of what they have done is still resident in the Southeast. We have a lot of Southeast is a states of emergency, because you have more military men in those areas than any other part of Nigeria, where the banditry is even higher. So that's one of the major issues. Now we need to do that because it's very, very necessary. Once we are cultivated to learn how to do that efficiently and effectively, it will help the states, especially in the Southeast area.
Good one. Thank you very much, George. Let's begin to round up. Gentlemen, our president celebrated Shetima, vice president. Yes. It looks as if your network is fluctuating a little, BD. It's bouncing, so you're not really following with at the real time move. So it's okay, don't worry. I'm saying that our president celebrated his vice yesterday, his birthday. Shetima was 59 yesterday, and we saw some real nice, some harmonious photos of the two of them. George, when we see like this, I think we're happy. We want unity. We want peace at that top of governance.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yes, Raji.
Is Shetima really 59, or did he start counting his years when they discovered that he wanted to go into politics? Because I'm not sure. Both of them,
anyway,
we don't know their real age.
He's 59. George, Raji, he's 59. That is no doubt. The man said Shetima represents that loyal partner, pillar of renewed hope agenda. He was giving so much accolade to his partner. It's good to see those things anyway.
Yeah,
it is good. It is good.
I'm really what should I say? I have to choose my words here, because we are dealing with I won't say con man in Tinubu. We are dealing with a very everything about him is politics. Whatever statement he makes about him is politics. So if he says his deputy is the best thing that happened to Nigeria after a slight breast, well, that's okay, because he wouldn't have to say anything bad about his vice.
All right. Yeah, so happy birthday.
He needs the northern votes. He needs the northern votes. So
he needs the northern vote. BD. Yes, I hope you can hear us now. Can you hear?
You guys are George said. Yeah, I can hear you very well. Sir George has joined Nigerians on social media who are asking, what is Shetima real age? Now, Sir Raji said Tinubu politicized everything. I'm surprised, because that statement is a lawyer. What? If he's that lawyer, why are you trying to discard him? That's it. If he's this lawyer you said he is, why are you trying to discard him?
Well, listen to this. Can I answer that question? Even husband and wife have squabbles and issues sometimes.
Yeah.
So you can't expect them to be like dilly-dallying every day. They might have some disagreements. It is quite natural. I disagree with my close friends. I disagree with my siblings sometimes. So these are the things that if it happens, we just take it and move on. So if they have reconciled because of politics, all hail to the two. So we keep on moving on. So I mean, it happens.
It happens. All right, gentlemen, we're calling it quits here. But before we go,
by the way, on behalf of SSM Schengen Story Media, we wish our vice president happy birthday. Keep on living strong. Keep on living long. May the Lord grant you guys wisdom to take this nation to the paradise we're supposed to be.
Paradise.
We're
Powerful.
supposed to now.
Good.
Take us to
Yeah.
paradise. We're
Amen.
supposed to be now. We're not
Amen.
there yet.
Amen, George.
Amen.
George, thank
Have we
you.
defined
That's a beautiful thing. No,
have
let's
we
not
defined
counter
our
what George just
paradise?
said.
No.
That's
Positive.
a good one from George.
Sweet lips.
On Friday we'll be
Mm.
coming to talk international news, but before we come that Friday, there's a big event going on in China. There's that event called the Victory Day, and interestingly, the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un came to that event. We'll talk more on this on Friday. Yeah, we'll talk more of this on Friday. It's interesting to see him come out to for this kind of event, and he was there also with his daughter, the one they are tipping to be his successor. So let's talk that on Friday. George, any last words for today?
Well, listen, our country is in dire need of divine intervention.
Mhm.
Therefore, we call upon the Almighty God to bless Nigeria with the potential capabilities and abilities that He's placed on us. He created us, and therefore we are praying, like I said before, that the Lord Himself will rain His blessings upon Nigeria, reduce the number of casualties and deaths that are taking place in our country, give us abundance of food and abundance of good roads and good water and good light that we may survive. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you. Amen. Yeah, Raji, the
Yes.
lady will do us.
Yes, across the world where there are strife and tribulations, I pray for peace and a quick resolution of all crises that is disturbing world peace.
Thank you. Finally, the lady in the house, our diva, BD, what is your last word for today?
Diva BD,
Yeah.
sweet lips, sweet lips.
My last
Sweet
word
lips.
is to Nigeria. They said that Nigeria is the lowest in life expectancy. Now, it's no longer the period to talk or to blame everyone. It's period for us to stand up and demand a better life from our leaders. We can't just watch ourselves and we'll die off just like that. The life expectancy in Nigeria is low. It's because of our low life standard in Nigeria. And it comes from people are not feeding well, people are not living well, people are not drinking well. The health system is bad. So Nigerians should stand up and speak for themselves. If not, we all will watch ourselves die off. Thank you.
BD, this
Powerful,
was
powerful,
very
powerful,
strong,
powerful.
very motherly thought. That shows the woman
Powerful.
in you, you know.
Powerful. Thank God. I reverdate you.
This women, thank you for
Salute.
thank you all for what you've all done. Salute.
Salute.
Till we come again next time. God bless you all. Have a beautiful week.
All right.